Thanks to everyone who watched the first video, and I especially appreciate those of you who gave a response. I was kind of surprised that no one came forward and affirmed the propositional statement, there is no God. The approach that the vast majority of people took on the post here, also in messaging me, and even in speaking to me privately, was something along this line. I'm not saying there is no God, I'm just saying I don't believe in God. Well, let's look at that today. Let's take that approach. I'm going to put forward two categories. Category one I'm going to call belief. Category two I'm going to call no belief. And let's look at the word belief just to kind of set the basis here. It's the idea behind that Greek word pistos. Pistos says something is trustworthy. It says that it's reliable. Just so that we're on the same page and we can't play semantical games, I'm going to try to paraphrase as best as I can Merriam-Webster's definition of belief. The conviction of the truth of some statement or the reality of some being or phenomenon, especially when based upon the examination of evidence. Now, can I put that in my terms? When you say you believe something or you have a belief about something, you're saying, I have examined the evidence and I have come to the conclusion that this is true or this is real. There was also a little semantical game playing between people trying to say there's a difference between being an atheist and atheism. That does not hold water because the basic root word is the same. I'll take it this approach. If you are a theist, you are affirming the doctrine of theism. The foundational propositional statement of theism is, quote, there is a God. If you are an atheist, you are affirming the doctrine of atheism. The foundational propositional statement of atheism is there is no God. Now, like I said, some said that there was no difference between atheism and agnosticism. Well, that's not true. That's a semantical game, and it's dishonest. If you've come to a belief, you will find yourself to be an atheist or a theist. If you have not settled your belief system, if you've come to no conviction, you fall under the category of no belief. Agnostikos, or we'll use the English word, if we may, agnostic. This is the, I think, somewhat of the idea of the Greek skeptic. You can take the idea of agnostikos to the extreme and begin to question, is it even possible to know anything? Well, we're not going to delve that deeply into philosophy. We're going to keep it in the realm of what we're talking about here. So if you're agnostic, you are saying, I have no knowledge, the Greek root there being to know. So you're saying, I don't know. I've come to no conclusion. That is an almost logically sustainable position. Now, I'm not saying it's an honest position, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying it's logically sustainable. It has been my experience that when you run across a person who says they are an atheist, their problem is not an intellectual problem. Their problem is a moral problem. And the Bible affirms that they know there's a God, but they choose not to believe a God. Psalms 19:1, the heavens are telling of the glory of God, and their expanse is declaring the work of His hands.